Alright, it's been a while, so I'm going to update on things I've been doing the last day or so and show you what's been up. In here in the V-berth, as you remember, I didn't have a floor section in there because it was rotten and I needed to replace it, make a new one. We'll get to that in a minute. I've also been working in the hatch area here. I'll show you that from the outside, what I've gotten up to there. And you can see this is the floor here that has the lines and everything on it, but they've all been painted over with varnish, so you can't actually see that the lines are supposed to be white, as we had established earlier from white sections that we're showing here. You can see the white there. Anyway, so that was that's one of the projects I've been working on. And in here in the this is the freezer section. It's been insulated with 1 inch thick insulating foam with a R factor of 5.0. I then put the aluminum backed, this is all aluminum with the sticky back. That's got an R factor of 3, so R5 plus R3 is R8, and then whatever the original insulation is on the inside with an R factor of whatever. So we're over 10 with our cooling. So down there, got a couple of spots to do, but what will happen here is the edges will have silver tape put on to seal them in. That's what's going to happen there. Once that's done, I can then start start installing the evaporator that goes in here, and then the little compressor goes in the engine room to that. So we've made progress on that. The hatches, the 2 leaky hatches have been resealed. That was this one here. It had a slight leak down one edge, so it's resealed that one, and there was one in the afterberth as well. Now, if you remember, we had a bulkhead to replace here in the engine room that goes between the engine room and the afterberth. Well, that's the bulkhead there. It has been replaced. I painted the engine room side with gel coat white, because the rest of the engine room is going to be whitish. And I had to fixate, repair the floor underneath there as well, and put a new strip of wood down here as well for it to mount to. So that's all been taken care of. Now on the afterberth area, if we come through here and look at this area, you'll notice that it's varnish on this side, because obviously it's brown wood on the walls here. So I varnished that, and before putting it in, bottom edge has been sealed watertight as well, so we don't get water ingress into the engine room through the wall here from the hatchway, and the water will run into the floor there, which is much preferable, and then it can go down to the bilge through a hole down in the corner behind there. Now the panel that goes across here I took off, sanded it off and revarnished. It's sitting out on the deck drying at the moment. I'll show that to you in a minute. If you remember, we were talking about extending the bed here by putting a piece of wood in here, a panel, make this wood bed 18 inches wider. We'll get to that in a minute too. Alrighty, now go back this way and we'll go back up onto deck. And if we look here, I've got these 2 pieces that were for the aft stairway. If you remember me saying, there were a piece that went across the top. These have been varnished and are ready to reinstall once they're dry tomorrow. So that's taken care of. Then if we go here, this is the new floor piece that'll go in the V-berth. If I turn it over, it's got white stripes. Look at that. And there's the pull hole put your finger in to lift it up when you want to look inside. So that's been done as well. That's ready to go as soon as it dries too. I mean, it's almost dry now, but yeah, fully dried 24 hours. So back over this way, forward hatch. As you can see, the edges I've been filling with epoxy resin filler, and I ran out of epoxy. So I ordered some more epoxy, so this will have to wait till next weekend. But what I did was I put radiused corners in here to match the corners, the round corners of the hatch edge there. That way I'm not putting too much sealer in when I'm trying to seal the hatch to the deck. So this is all got to be cleaned up, obviously, and made to look pretty, but this is just the first stage. As you can see, it's getting proper treatment. So I've also had to make the deck, I had to make this base here flat with the hatch because the deck itself is curved. So that's why there's a drop off here. This goes off at an angle. So that's all got to be faired in and made to look pretty on both sides. You'll notice on this side there's a lip because of the fact that this base is flat and the deck is curved. So that's why that's going on there. Alright, that's the other thing that was done today. Now, going back down here, step carefully, always watch your feet when you're walking down, coming down the ladder. Whenever I take my eyes off, I end up slipping half the time and missing a rung, which is painful because you bang your knee and you start falling down. Alright, now, as we were saying, we need to get a panel for the afterbirth to extend the width of the bed. That's the panel there, it's cut to size already. I'll have to trim it up and clean it. I'm going to sand it off, paint it white, and then on the front edge, that edge there, I'm going to put a teak wood lip after this is painted white, make it look pretty, and then that will be the panel that'll go in the bed, and then I'll cut a cushion to that same size and shape to go on top of that, make the bed much bigger. So there's that done as well. It's been a busy day. I also cleaned and pumped up this dinghy of ours. It was covered in mold. It was filthy and disgusting, and it holds air. I have to do a couple of minor repairs to it, but it holds air. The Clorox bleach did a brilliant job to it. There's a couple of little spots I need to clean still, but yeah, this is our small dinghy. So we do have a bigger dinghy that I will repair as well, but when we're ready we can always sell this one. It should bring some pretty good money. Newport vessels. Alrighty, so there's that. What else did I do? It's been a pretty busy day. That's most of what I did today. I hope you're happy with the progress. I am, and I think I'm going to call it quits for the afternoon and clean up. Alright, I'll talk to you again soon.